Republicans in Congress have no shame. That much should be obvious by now. There seems to be nothing so brazenly and transparently false that they won't lie about it or hold it out as being true. Voters who support them are equally shameless. Whatever their reason is, whether they're gullible, passive, lazy, irresponsible, or just immoral, they'll accept just about anything that their Republican leaders tell them without much scrutiny. Now, I bring this up because of the new January 6th footage released earlier in the week. Now, I didn't think a lot of it at the time, but now I keep hearing people talk about how it proves Nancy Pelosi was responsible, and it doesn't. Now, this is from a Republican House Subcommittee press release. It's a quote from Barry Loudermilk. As Nancy Pelosi was being evacuated from the Capitol on January 6, 2021, she admitted that, as Speaker of the House, she was responsible for the security failures and for not having the National Guard at the Capitol. Now, here's another quote from Republican Elise Stefanik. The American people deserve to know the truth that Nancy Pelosi bears responsibility as Speaker of the House for the tragedy that occurred on January 6. Now, those quotes are complete lies, and it's a ridiculous notion. Nancy Pelosi is not responsible. Trump and other Republicans in Congress were absolutely responsible. That's why they work so hard to point the blame at others. Now, first of all, the video does not show Pelosi admitting that she was responsible for not having the National Guard at the Capitol, or that she was responsible for security failures. No video could possibly show that because it's factually untrue. The notion that she was responsible is patently ridiculous from the outset, and it's been easily and repeatedly proven to be wrong. But Republicans in Congress, they keep bringing it up because they know that most of their supporters are gullible at best, and they'll just keep accepting it. Only the U.S. President, the Defense Secretary, or the U.S. Army Secretary are authorized to activate the District of Columbia National Guard. The Speaker of the House is not authorized. Pelosi shares control of the Capitol with the Senate Majority Leader, who at the time was Mitch McConnell. Republicans have made no attempt to blame McConnell for the security breach or for failing to prepare for the attack. So, while the House Speaker does share some responsibility for Capitol security, it is the House and Senate Sergeant-at-Arms who serve as the Capitol's chief law enforcement officers. The two Sergeant-at-Arms, along with the Senate doorkeeper and the Capitol architect, comprise the board that oversees the Capitol Police. The House Speaker is not even responsible for making requests for the National Guard. The responsibility for that decision lies with the Capitol Police Board. The House Speaker does have considerable influence, but she is not responsible for the security of the Capitol. That is the job of the Capitol Police, an agency that Pelosi only indirectly influences. Most decisions about securing the Capitol are made by the Capitol Police Board, a body that consists of the House and Senate Sergeant-at-Arms and the architect of the Capitol. And Pelosi did approve, by the way, a request to activate the National Guard shortly after the barriers were breached. She did not refuse pleas by the Capitol Police to provide backup, such as the National Guard, ahead of January 6th, which is what Kevin McCarthy and other Republicans have alleged. Now, as mentioned, the U.S. President is authorized to activate the National Guard, but Trump didn't, did he? We all know what Trump was doing. He was sitting there watching it on TV. The commander-in-chief was just sitting there watching it on TV. He didn't want it to stop. He ignored pleas by his children and other close advisors to urge his supporters to stop the violence and leave. Don Jr. texted Mark Meadows that his text was, he's got to condemn this stuff ASAP. Fox News host Laura Ingraham texted Mark, the president needs to tell the people in the Capitol to go home. And Trump didn't do that. No one should have needed to tell Trump to take action, though. He was the commander-in-chief. When the Capitol was under attack, he just sat there and did nothing. What a complete betrayal of his duty. What a just completely, childish, gutless, weak, pathetic, selfish display. Trump's failure to take action should be all the evidence that anybody needs to know that he was responsible. It makes it clear that he is absolutely unqualified to lead our country or hold any public office. And if you support him, then that reflects poorly on you. You're not a patriot, no matter how much you hug the flag. Put your country and your integrity above your cult.